All right, today we're doing 3 quick tips to make you a better drummer. So the foundation of your playing is around your groove, right? So we're going to talk about 3 things that you can do to improve your groove to make you a better drummer. Let's get into it. All right, the first thing we're going to talk about is hi-hat pulsing. There may be a better way to say this or a more scientific way to say it, but when I'm playing eighth notes, if I'm just playing these notes straight forward, the groove is not going to have much life. It's going to sound like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pulse my hat, so it's going to sound like this. Okay, so the easiest way to explain this is what I want my arm kind of playing one motion. So I want to play down on the hats with the shoulder of the stick kind of digging into the hat. That's my down motion. Now naturally I'm going to come up with a stick. So what I'm going to do is as I come up, I'm going to kind of rotate my hand down to strike tip of the stick on the top of the hats. So I'm not going to force 2 motions. Right, I'm over exaggerating that. What I want to do is I want to find kind of a natural motion. As my hand comes up, I'm just going to rotate my wrist down. It really also helps me with my speed. I can play a lot faster, smoother, because I'm kind of getting 2 hits out of 1 motion. So down, up. And again, it's not down, up, but it's as I naturally bring my arm up, I'm going to strike down. Okay, that's tip number 1. All right, tip number 2 is ghost notes. Again, this may be something you're familiar with, but if you're not, this is a great one. So ghost notes, in a very simple way, again, there may be a better way to explain this, but ghost notes are just simply notes that are played that aren't accented. They're kind of like they're not there at all. So if I'm playing a groove and I'm going to play some ghost notes on my snare, they're going to be lower in dynamics, but they're going to really kind of carry the groove. So this is the first groove that anyone plays when they sit down, right? They play this. Boring groove ever, you could say. But if I create those off accents as ghost notes, so I just play the backbeat, but the rest are ghost notes, I actually don't mind it that much. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play 2 and 4. I'm really going to dig into the snare. But the other notes on the snare, I'm going to play really, really dynamically soft, and those are going to be my ghost notes. So here we go. Okay, also stuff like playing doubles really comes into play. So I'm going to play one groove without any ghost notes if I can, because it's so ingrained in my brain. And the second groove I'm going to play ghost notes. See the difference. Tip number 3 is hi-hat clinching. Okay, so again, not a very difficult thing, but I use hi-hat clinches in 2 ways. 1, I use it to accent the opening of the hi-hat, and 2, I use it to accent the closing of the hi-hat. So what I'll do is I kind of use this as a lead-in, like, hey, get your attention, I'm about to do something, or some big hit is coming. So let me show you an example of how I'm using an opening of the hi-hat to accent. So I'm going to do something like this. My hi-hat is opening up, boom, boom, gat, gat, scat. All right, so it just kind of creates that groove. It really builds into that more. And now I'm going to talk about, or play a hi-hat closing and show you how we'd use that to kind of accent. So same kind of deal, but instead of focusing on the strike really opening, I'm really focusing on hitting it, but then that closing moment where I bring it back together, that's really my accented part. So here we go. So as you can see, I'm using a hi-hat kind of opening for maybe a longer period of time, and then closing is kind of tighter stuff to help accent. So let me throw all these together. I'm going to play one groove without any of this stuff, and I'm going to play kind of the same groove but add in these 3 basic tips to make you a better drummer, and you can hear the difference in how it really develops your groove. So here we go. Cool. So I hope you found those 3 tips helpful. Like, share, subscribe. Also, if you check out the descriptions below, I've got a bunch of links to some of my favorite stuff. This camera right here, the one I'm using, some lenses that I really like this lens over here. Also, like some really cool iPhone microphones for drums. Just a bunch of my favorite stuff. I've got it linked, so check that out. And you guys have a great day. We'll see you next time.